before asking, but now let's do it deliberately to understand if you're able to do that kind of a sentence formation which we had already read. And then, of course, we will go on with our next tense. So I'm going to, of course, give you some situations, and you will have to choose which present tense makes the most sense in this type of a situation.
Okay.
You are describing your normal routine. Normal, let's take morning routine. Okay, so which tense would you use here?
So we have three, like present continuous, present perfect, and third one.
Let's go with the chronology that it is presented as: present simple, present continuous, and then present perfect. These three are with us right now, but I'm not going to clarify again which one is which. Try to do it yourself. It is okay to be wrong. Please don't hesitate in answering because you think you might be wrong.
So having your normal routine. I think it will be present perfect.
What do you think present perfect is used as?
It's when you're currently like you normally do some. It's like with the past and the present connected.
But is a routine something that we will continue in the future too?
Uh, Not necessary.
But most generally,
Yes,
yes,
mostly.
right?
Yes.
So, because it is something that we'll do most probably in the future, it cannot be from present perfect, right? Present perfect only talks about a past action dragged up to the present, nothing about the future. So whenever
Okay.
it's a thing that you might do in the future, we will cross the present perfect from our list. So what remains? Present continuous and present simple. What do you think we can choose between the two?
You're describing a normal routine. Present.
What do you think present continuous is used for?
Present continuous is when you're already doing something and it's still going on. Like uh,
You
like I'm
started in the
studying.
present. You started in the present and you're continuously doing it. Okay? It is
Yes.
not of the past. It is of the present. And you're continuously doing it is the present continuous. Is this something that you're continuously doing right now?
As a daily routine, yes.
But at this moment, are you
At the
doing it?
moment, no. At the
No.
moment, no.
So we cross the continuous too, and then remains our present simple, which is
Present simple.
used for what? Do you remember what do we use present simple for?
It's when you are telling like um, something which is you can say describing normal routine, present simple.
So we use
It is
present
still
simple.
in present.
Yes. Okay, so let me clarify. Present simple is used for a routine action which you would do in the past, you do in the present, and most probably are going to do in the future too. So, a routine,
Okay.
a habit, as a action which is happening continuously from the past, present, and future. Okay, so future is also an element here. So routine is something like, if I am a student, I am going to school every day, right? So when it is happening every day, it has happened yesterday, it is happening today, and it will happen tomorrow. So
So present
there
simple.
can be a Sunday in between, but that routine is still a routine. I will still
Yes.
do it from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday. So, an action which happens like that in continuity from past, present, and future is called a routine. And a routine action is presented by a present simple tense.
Simple.
Okay,
Correct.
and let me just jot down the rules of it, but you will tell me now about your typical morning in 3 sentences, of course using the present simple tense as we discussed. Take 10 seconds to like get your answers ready, but I will be jotting down the rule, not telling you but only jotting it down.
Okay, so it will be in present simple. So every morning I take bath and of every morning I take bath and 2 kilometer run, and after running I have a breakfast.
Yes, there were 3 sentences, all of them were in present simple. So what did you do? You used every morning, which gives you a routine element, and then you said I take a bath. Correct usage of it. I
I take
run. How many kilometers did you say? I run.
2 kilometer.
I run 2 kilometers, and then you say I have a breakfast, right? So
Yes.
here, what is first sentence has a base verb which is take, and you used it correctly because it is being used with I. So I always will give you a base form of the verb without the s and es, right? And then I run 2 kilometers, you again use the I and the base verb which is in the correct form. And then you said I have a breakfast. Have here is the base form. Okay, so and that is why you have used the have. And of course, if you were to use another form instead of have, you would say he has, she has, because it is a I and have is the correct form. So all three were correct. Like kudos to that, and proud of it. So next situation we'll move on to. You will now imagine. Imagination is what we work on these days. You imagine I call you right now in this moment. Sorry. What are you doing? Which tense would we be using?
It will be present continuous
Yes.
because I'm already doing something.
Yes, correct. And now you will be telling me on this call what are you doing in 3 sentences. Again, I'm going to write the rule without telling you, and please prepare your answer before speaking it out.
Okay, so I am having English session where I'm learning about grammar and pronunciation.
One more sentence.
One more sentence. Okay, okay. So I am having English session where I'm learning about grammar and it's around 4 a.m. That will be not present. Will it be present continuous?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it can work, but what we have not used in the third sentence is there's no ing happening, right? So that ways it cannot be the present continuous. What you could say is that it is running on preply, right? That
Okay.
ways we can use the third sentence. It is running on preply, and the first sentence that you used was I am having an English session, and it is about English. I think that is what you said. I'm not sure. I am having an English session. Second sentence was where where
Learning.
where I am learning, right? Present tense, it is running on prep, right? So this way we have used three sentences where there is an is, am, are. There is the base form with the ing, right? I am having, I am learning, it is running, correct?
It's running on prep. Got it.
Now of course we'll do the third situation. So what are we doing? We are taking about instance which you have some, like which you have already done and recently done, or something which you have experienced in your life, right? Now which tense would we use here?
Past,
No,
present,
no past. We are only dealing with the present. Which present is this from?
present. The third one, um,
Which is
present,
present perfect, right?
present perfect. Sorry.
Right?
Yes.
So present perfect you will use in this situation three sentences, and I'm going to write the rules. Meanwhile, you prepare.
Just.
And past participle is the third form of verb, just to clarify.
Okay, so I I just completed my 14th lecture of PM, uh, and now I'm going to practice past papers.
Lecture from
14th lecture of PM,
of PM. Okay,
performance management.
okay. And then
And now I'm going to practice past papers.
that we will keep out
That
of
is
this activity, but
exactly.
you can add that. Next sentence.
Just going to lecture.
What you have recently done in the present past form, like it has happened but recently happened, that it, or like right now also it provides some impact in your present thing.
Uh, yeah, I did. Should it has to be connected with the first sentence? It can be
No,
totally
no,
different.
not at all. There can be
Okay.
three different sentences too.
And I did watch a series with no subtitles as per my English instructor.
Okay, I have watched an English movie or an English
No,
show.
no, I have watched an series
A series, okay,
with no subtitles.
with no subtitles. Very good. right? So to be short, to keep it just short, I have watched a series with no subtitles. And what else have you done? What have you in your life experienced which may be a affirmative or a negative? Like, I have uh, like participated in a marathon, or I have never tried bungee jumping. Both of these are something that is an experience. One is an affirmative and one is a negative.
Last week uh, I discovered uh, how to control the anger situation by my father. Will that be something? No,
No, that is the past. Past some
something you have experienced, but isn't that
experience is something that you have not or you have done, right? So uh, like the same thing that you are explaining to me can be presented in a present perfect. Like, I have started learning how to control my anger recently. That can be used. Like, let me write that down for you. I have started learning, because now the base verb we have given in the past participle form, which is started, right? And then you explained what did you start, which is learning to control my anger. For example, this was the thing that you were trying to say, anger recently. For example, last week only you started learning that, but it should be something which you are presently also doing. What you explained before was a past action,
yes,
right? How do
okay.
we connect it with present tense? Because we
I'm
are
still
talking
doing
about,
it down.
yeah, you will always take time to do that. But of course, my uh, job is to present you with situations which are, one, sometimes doable for you, and sometimes challenge you beyond your limits. And that is what we are doing. And present perfect will always present the challenge in front of you, because it is a more complicated form of the present, right? So
Got it.
let's not try to
I have one question.
yeah.
So in this second, can you go back
Yes,
to
of
this?
course. Just a second.
So in my second statement, I have watched a series with no subtitles. So I have watched an series. I use an. So is that
Series,
incorrect?
yes, it is incorrect, because series starts with S, and S gives us a consonant sound. And whenever there's a consonant sound to the word or to the letter, it is always going to contain A instead of an an. An comes with sounds which are vowel based. Like we use uh, owl. Owl is an starts with O, and you use an with it. Honest, even though starts with H but gives you an O sound, right? Because you completely skip H in the pronunciation. That ways we use an with it also. So where, that is why you don't focus on the letter which is starting, you focus on the sound which you make while speaking it. If the sound that you're making is from a vowel, which is A, E, I, O, U, then you will use an and with it. Otherwise, in all situations, A is going to be used,
Got
right? But of course, series here is a collective noun. You, in totality, are not watching one episode, but many episodes. But many episodes together becomes a series, right?
And
So,
if I use the episode, so will it,
uh,
then it will
if
be
you
an.
watched, for example, two episodes, so you will say two episodes or couple episodes. But if you only watched one episode, an episode, because E
Got
is the vowel.
got
Yes? Okay. Anything else that you don't completely get, please ask me. Then we will move ahead.
It's okay if till now.
Yeah. So, of course, again, what we do to revise this, there's one thing called every day, there's one thing called right now, and then There is already. What is every day? Something done repeatedly, right? And every day also entails a future element which will happen most probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Right now
Yeah.
is only contained in the frame or schema of the which is happening as we speak, right, in the current moment. And then already is something which was happening in the past, has happened already, right? When we're talking about it, is it has happened recently. Okay, so what would you use in each? Every day will entail which tense?
Every day will be present simple.
Very good. Simple present or present simple. And what is right now?
Right now, we are still doing so. It will be present continuous.
Very good. That is how you will slowly and slowly get more clear about things, right? And already
So it's recently done, so it will be present perfect.
perfect with your answer also, right? So now using these three words, because what we're doing is not remembering rules, because that is not our main focus here. We are using sentences using these sentences, right? So let's put our focus back into the sentences. So you will use these three words: every day, right now, and already, in three separate sentences which may or may not be related to each other, right? You can
Okay.
of course do the mental math in your head first and then start.
And it's going to be only one sentence, right?
One
For each
sentence for
yes.
each one of it.
So every day, no, no, every day I try to complete 4 lectures each day
Lectures of what?
of ACCA.
ACCA, right?
4 lectures. Classes.
You're doing it good.
Present continuous. Present continuous will be
Don't think about present continuous, think about right now.
yes, right now. Right now I'm having English lesson till 5 a.m.
Or when we talk about right now, we don't tell when
Okay.
is
ठीक
it
है.
going to end, right? So there's no need. And already only focus on the word that I'm giving you. Don't focus on, you will notice when you focus on the word, you yourself without thinking will use the correct
Yes.
verb, right? So just focus on the word.
I already did my Sunday target for my examination,
I have
for my exams.
already
I have already completed
completed.
my Sunday target for my exams, for my upcoming exams.
Right? And what have you done in all of these three? Every day you used the base form of the verb with the subject, which is I, right? Com- Perfect usage of it. Without thinking, you used it because you focused on every day. Then you started thinking about present continuous. That is why you got stuck for a little bit. And then the moment you shifted your focus from the tense and the rule to the word that we are right now working on, you used it correctly without even thinking. So that is what we are focusing. We are not focusing on rules. We are always focusing on the speaking bit of it. And you will never be able to think a word or a sentence in your mind, then remember which tense it is from, then remember the rule, and then speak it out. It is never going to happen. What we are trying to build here is the schema that I spoke about yesterday. That in your mind there should be elements in, like in your activity of the brain, that whenever you speak, that schema comes forward to help you out without you applying that rule to it. You should not be consciously doing it. It should be an unconscious practice. So we are building an unconscious material for your brain to work on. Okay, so never think
Correct.
before speaking. Never think in the way that what should I use now. Always give your brain some keywords and then speak in the way that your brain wants to flow. Okay, so that is what we are doing here. I'm pretty impressed with what you are able to right now achieve with the tense that we read. Right now, are you comfortable with us moving forward in the next direction, because
Yes.
we naturally would now move forward, right? Now, I'm going to ask you some questions about your life, but each question requires a different tense.
Okay.
Of course, you will now tell which, you don't have to tell which tense, you will only speak about it in one or two sentences. These are not questions that I'm using to know you better. I might already know some of it, but it is just an activity for you to speak on, even if
Yes.
repeatedly you do that.
That's why I tried to think a different
Don't think about a different
activity.
answer. It can be the same answer. What we are right now doing is
Yes.
we are reinforcing the tense that we used and we read about. Right? You can start when you're ready.
So I don't have to use any tense, right? In the
Nothing. You
present.
just think about this question, and only one or
Uh,
two sentences should be your answer.
God. So normally after work, I uh, cook tea. We will say cook tea
I
or
made tea.
make tea.
So, what,
I mean,
because you do it normally every day after work or most days after work, so I we say I make tea, not made tea, because
okay.
you are doing it. You did not do
Every
it only yesterday, you are doing it after work every day.
time.
What else? One more thing that you do after work.
Uh, and and sit with my mom for 30 minutes.
Amazing usage. And again, you can see there was no reinforcing the rules in your mind, and that is why you're able to do it. You made this sentence with your own prowess. I was not doing anything in it, but you still used a subject, you used the base form of the verb, and you used it correctly for the tense that we're speaking about, which is simple present, right? So next question will take, what is changing in your life right now?
Right now, I'm working on myself on two things. The first one will be improving my English language.
You can focus on framing the other one. You don't need to wait for me.
And second, I'm trying to grow my hair.
So, again, you use both of the sentences in the correct tense without thinking about any of the tense rules. I am working on myself. I am working. First one being, you can skip in your mind, you think it as I am
Mm-hmm.
improving my English language. Again, you use the correct tense. I am trying to grow my hair long. I am trying. Again, all of these are correct. Wonderful work from your side, and I am proud. Next sentence, next question that we're taking up. What is something you have recently achieved?
Achieved. I did my clients' books early and got a bonus. Second one will be my clients' books early and got a bonus. And second, I completed 5 kilometer race after 6 months.
A race
Yes,
after 6 months,
6 months. Trying for 6 months.
right? So, what has happened here? Again, we already had expected present perfect to be the most difficult, and it has presented its difficulty in front of us. One sentence does come under the present perfect that we've used. I have completed 5 kilometers. Again, what happens in present perfect is that you use a has or have in between your tense, in between the verb that you're using, and the verb becomes a third form, which is past participle. What we have mistakenly done is that we, of course, we don't need to think about the rules, but it is something that you have done recently. So if you say I did, it becomes of the past, which is not recent, right? So that is why we want to use it, not because there's a rule for present perfect, but because it becomes a thing of the past. But what I asked you for was a thing of the recent past, which becomes a present perfect, right? So what you can say, I have completed my client's bookkeeping. Is this the correct term,
Yes.
है ना? And received a bonus in turn, right?
So,
Okay,
what's it?
I have skipped the early part of it. Sorry for that.
Uh, I didn't get. Can you please repeat?
What is happening? Is it something that you have done in the recent past? You have completed your books early for the client in the recent past. So I will not use I did. I will use I have completed my client's bookkeeping early and received a bonus in turn. So first,
Yes,
right?
I got it.
Understood. So,
Got it. Got it.
because we are talking about the past which has recently gotten over, and it is
Hmm.
impacting our present right now. It is something
Yes.
which the bonus that you have might have received is impacting you right now. It is not over yet. The bonus, you have
Got
not spent all of it. So it is something which is in past perfect, present perfect, not past. So that is why we
got it.
also read about the difference between past simple and present perfect, because we have to keep in mind when does the impact get over, and then it becomes a past, right? For
Got it.
example, it was last month that you did that, so you will first sentence only that you used, that is the correct one for us then, because now the bonus is also over. You have used up all the bonus that you got from it, and it doesn't impact you anymore. So that is what you
Got it.
not consider in the present perfect tense. Understood?
Got it. Yes. And
Hopefully.
my second statement is correct, right?
Yes, it is
Uh,
completely correct, right on point. I have completed 5 kilometers race after trying for 6 months, because you were trying in the past since 6 months to do that,
got
and
it.
you recently achieved it. And that is why it is still impacting you positively in the way it motivates you to do better.
Got it.
Yeah. So, with everything that we have learned, now we will talk about something else. Because if, right now, until now, what we were doing is we were talking about things that connects to your life right now. But now, what I want to ask you is, let's talk about yesterday. Right now, you were talking about today, or the impact that yesterday had on today, right? The This was what we were mainly aiming for. Now we will talk about yesterday. First question: what did you do yesterday? Can you give me one sentence?
Yeah, I completed my PM lectures.
Do you notice something here, that when we were
Yes.
using our present simple, we were doing, for example, this is the same sentence: I complete my PM lectures every day in the morning. This is something that I do every day. I did yesterday, I do today, and then I do it in the future too. But then you only spoke about yesterday. You're not talking about tomorrow. You're not talking about today, but you only spoke about yesterday. So what did you yourself use? I completed my PM lecture. So what changed here? Complete became completed. Right? This is what changed, and you used it yourself. And are you understanding it? Is there any, like, mm,
No, I didn't get the difference. Matlab, what I'm trying to say about my statement and the statement you have written.
yeah, let me say, for example, I say the question entails that, what do you usually do at 5 a.m. in the morning?
So
That
that
is
will be
the
a second statement.
Yes. So you can answer it as, because I don't know your schedule, so I'm just assuming this is what you do. I complete my PM lectures every day in the morning, or every day at 5 a.m. So this is something that you're talking about as a routine practice, as something that you
Okay.
do every day. But now the question is not about every day. If I ask you, what
So,
did you do
okay.
yesterday, you cannot talk about your routine. So what would you now tell me? I completed my PM
Completed
lectures
my PM
yesterday.
lectures.
Yesterday also something you can add, but it can do without also. But it seems
Got it.
foolish for us to explain our routine when the question only has asked about yesterday,
Always.
right? So we
Got it.
need this kind of a sentence which, even though you're doing it every day, but when it is only asking about yesterday, you can still present it as is. And that is why we've dealt with this. And now, because we're dealing with the past, there are also past tenses that we now need to read, which we are right now, of course, trying to complete. I am only going to take simple past today because of the crunch of time, but we are going to deal with this three past tenses that are there: past simple, past continuous, and past perfect, right? And now let's only deal with our past present, past simple, which is something we can take up today. What is past simple? It is
which has
something,
already been done.
yes, something which happened and finished in the past. It is not continuing to be happening in the future too, or in the present too. So something happened and finished in the past. Like, let's take example. I watched a movie yesterday. So if you're speaking about yesterday, you cannot say I have watched a movie yesterday. Have makes it something which is impacting you today, but you have already watched it. So you will instead use I watched a movie yesterday.
Yesterday.
I visited Delhi last week. Last week is the time that I visited Delhi. It is in the past, it has happened and finished also. I've come back, I've ended that visit. I worked in so and so company in 2024. Company you can add. So this is something of the past. You have finished that work in the company. Now you have done, like, started working somewhere else or stopped working altogether. Whatever it is, the same situation is not happening right now. So something which has finished in the past. uh, of course the question comes, is all of these three sentences entail that the action has been finished? I watched a movie
Yes.
yesterday. I visited Delhi last week. I worked in so and so company in 2024. Right? Exactly. So now what are our signal words to identify these type of sentences? Because if someone is asking you questions, then also those will also contain the signal words. So you can get signal that you now are to use in past simple. Yesterday, last week, last year, 2 days ago, in so and so year. You can like also mention a particular year like I did in 2024, right? So
Fine.
these are the signal words. Of course there will be more, but if these come up, we always will signal our mind back to which tense? Past simple tense.
Fine.
Whenever these words contain in a question, in a sentence that the person is using, if the other person is using past simple, if you are to continue with the conversation, you yourself will also use past simple, right? So to just be in continuity, in consistency with the other person, you will use the same tense that they are using. If the conversation is to be continued from what they have left it to be, or if there is a question, then also you will do that same thing. So always remember these signal words to get your brain that signal that this is the tense that we are working for. Okay?
Got it.
Is that something you're able to understand?
Yes, I have one question. So you said we are not going to use have, like I watched a movie yesterday. So, but if you go back to like in
The
the
present
present
perfect, yes.
the last slide where I haven't used have.
Wait.
Yes. So I completed my PM lectures. So
Because it is,
doesn't
what is
it
the question entail? The signal word. Please look at the signal word.
what did
Yesterday.
he do yesterday?
Yesterday. So yesterday is something which has finished and is not continuing right now. I'm
Yes.
only talking about yesterday. I don't know you. I don't care what you do tomorrow. I only came up to you, maybe wanted to have a small chat with you, have a small knowing in, and that is why I asked you about something that you did yesterday. The
Got
only thing that matters, the only action that matters is of the yesterday, not of today, not of tomorrow. So,
got
yesterday is the signal word for you. Okay, so that
got
is
it.
why you yourself have used the past simple only without getting to know the rules of it, and which is good to know that your brain can unconsciously process that kind of a tense. So just to end the lecture, I will give you the rule for the affirmative only today. Affirmative is the yes type of answer where you are agreeing to the sentence in the past simple. You are using the subject, and then my skills with this laptop are pretty basic. So then we're using the past form of the verb. There was one which we were using in our present perfect, which was the past participle form, and that one is called the third form of verb. This is the second form of verb. Like in the sentences that we took, work becomes worked,
Got it.
right? Eat becomes ate.
18.
Ate. Eaten is the third one. So we're dealing with the
Okay.
second one, right? Sometimes what happens is the second and third are same. Like in the work scenario, worked and worked are the second and third form. But here it is eat, ate, eaten. So second
Got
form
it.
we are dealing with, so we will use ate, not eaten. Okay? And then something else, play becomes played, study becomes studied,
Okay.
right? That is what we took, but as we go on we will use more. Like go, let's take go. Go becomes went,
Right.
and the third one is gone here. So
Yes.
something we need to keep in mind. So let's take one sentence and then we are done for the day. Yesterday I dashed to the gym. The base verb here is go. What would you do if it is a past simple?
Yesterday I went to the gym.
Yes. I don't think it will allow me to write here, but let's do it. Right? So, yesterday I went to the gym. And why do you think this is a past simple sentence? Can you give me an explanation?
It's because they're using yesterday.
Yes, and it is something that you did yesterday. So,
Yes.
today it is not continuing. You might not go to the gym today, but you did yesterday. Right? So,
Got it.
is this clear for you?
Yes.
Now what will we do for our next class? First, because we have read the all the present tenses, and we have read one past simple tense. So what I want you to do is, I want you to prepare 3 to 4 sentences for the next class, and you will talk about something that interests you, maybe a topic from your work life or something from your hobbies. But what you will consciously do is you will use present simple, present perfect, present continuous in one or at least one of the sentences, and past simple in one of the sentences, right? So
Got it.
whenever we start, you will start with this.
Got it.
Okay. I hope this session was helpful to you, and if there's anything that you would like to add or revisit, please let me know.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Do you want
I
to
will
end
see
this?
you on Wednesday.
Yes, we'll meet on
And
Wednesday.
secondly, do I have to share that homework, or I have to do it in class?
You have to do it in class. You have to prepare something for it.
Okay.
You
Yes.
cannot also prepare. Also, what you can do, maybe do is, you can come reading once the rules of the tenses that we have read.
Oh,
Okay,
got it.
just let me also take the picture of this.
Yes.
I will take two pictures. One is from the signal word page that I gave you, and then one from the rules page. I will send it across, and you just go through it once before the class. Even though you take 5 minutes, it you can do it in five, right? So hope to
Sure.
see you soon and have a nice day.
Sure. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.